Hello besties, once again welcome and welcome back. We are starting another series. As you can see up there, it's called The Lies He Told. I mean, if you listen to this story, this man lied, and I'm telling you, he straight up lied to our girl. So we're gonna go ahead and listen to what she has to say. She's telling about an experience with a man that pretty much lied about his entire life. I mean, we are talking legion type of lies right here. After we finish with Vesatisa, we found another series, and we're gonna go ahead and listen to this series about her experience with this man who lied to her. And you're gonna tell me what you think down there in the comment section. Once again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share the video, share with all your besties, and let them get a piece of the tea.
Part 2 of The Lies He Told. So we exchanged phone numbers and we immediately start texting. About a week later, that's when we find out that the city is on shutdown because of COVID. So our very first date, red flag number 1, because it's going to be several, just so you know, it's going to be several. First red flag, hey, you know, if it's okay with you, I'm gonna be at work all day. Is it okay if I pull up on you? You know, we can do dinner at your house. You don't have to cook. You know, we can order a piece of something like something like that. And I said, okay, cool. My son, the only son that I had at the time, which for this series, his name is Walker. Walker was with his dad that day, so I had the house to myself. It had to be a Wednesday or a Thursday. So I ordered the pizza and he showed up. And so we sat, we talked, and we began to start having engaging conversations about who we were to one another, such as, hi, I'm Jill, I'm from Mississippi, I have 1 kid, yada, yada, yada. All right. When you initially have a conversation with someone, you don't expect them to give you any information that's not true, right? So this is how our conversation went. Jared tells me that he was originally from Louisiana. He was born and raised in Louisiana. His grandmother, you know, raised him. He had a daughter. He had been married before, and his ex-wife cheated on him. Ex-wife cheated on him. And she actually lives in Germany on a teaching job. He told me that he had a house with his ex-wife in Humble, Texas. He told me during this conversation, this is our very first initial conversation over pizza. He told me that his mother was a physician. He told me that his mother had him at such a young age that, of course, his grandmother had to raise him. Of course, that's believable. Of course. He told me that he went to culinary art school at the Arts Institute. He stated that he had 3 vehicles, that his credit score was amazingly high. And he also told me that his lease was about to be up at his apartment and he was getting ready to move out. And one last thing that he told me is that he used to play football. Not arena football, but he used to play football in high school. Okay. Also, in addition to going to the Arts Institute for Culinary Arts, He also said that he graduated from U of H, which is University of Houston, with a degree in hotel management, I believe he said, hotel management. By him being in the restaurant business, I definitely believe that. Okay. As the time goes on, as the parts come, as they start to move, I'll be exposing most of it. And if I remember other things, I'll make sure to let you know. So, like I said before, this was our initial conversation with one another. I told him, I said, wow, that is impressive. That's a lot. He also told me that he had, money in his savings and stuff. He's a great saver. He knows he's financially stable, things of that nature. Okay. I said, okay, cool. No problem. That's awesome. I said, so the 3 cars, where are the 3 cars at? I mean, I've only seen you in the Camaro. And he was like, yeah, I keep those other 2 at my mom's crib because, I live in an apartment complex. So, I don't want to have all my cars over there. Okay, bet. That's understandable. I got you. I said 3 cars. That's crazy. All right. So the night goes on. I'm not going to sit here and cap one night. If you follow me, you follow me. That was a one night. And that man never left my house. He went to work. He would come back the next day. He went to work. He would come back the next day. So during the time when I met him, he was driving a Camaro. One night, he picked me up from Prospect Park. I got an Uber there. He got off of work at Phil and Derek's, and then he came and scooped me up. I noticed on that night that he had a pink tag on his Camaro, and there was a name on the back, and the name said Cece. So that was weird to me because his name was Jared. So we go home, and I didn't bring it up or anything. So as time goes by, we basically shacking. But let me be clear. The first week that he started living with me, he was paying my bills. He paid my rent. He was buying groceries. He was doing for my son at the time. He was most definitely paying my household bills. And I was pocketing all my money. Most definitely was. So one day he comes home, and now he's in a Nissan Altima. And I said, what happened to the Camaro? He said, I'm letting it sit for a minute. I need to get some tires on it or what have you. I keep spinning out trying to come home. So, I'm going to just let it sit. So now, I'm going to drive the Nissan. I said, okay, cool. I remember you saying you had a couple cars. I said, so what a Camaro at? He said, I got it sitting over in my mom's crib. I said, okay, cool. He says, so I really would like for you to meet my daughter. Now, he told me on one of our initial conversations that he goes and he sits at the grandmother's stop sign to get his daughter from school every day because her mother cannot do so. I said, wow, you pick up your kid every day? Like from the bus? He said, yeah, she's out there in Humble. So I drive out there to Humble, make sure she gets off the bus fine and everything. And then sometimes, I go and take her to get something to eat, and then I just run her back to her mom's. But she's going to school in her grandmother's district. It never dawned on me to ask him why the grandmama can't get her off the bus. Never dawned on me. So I said, okay, cool. And so I noticed that he worked extremely long hours. And when I mean extremely long hours, I mean he would sometimes leave at 6 in the morning, and he wouldn't be back till like 2 in the morning the next morning. When Phil and Derek's, they stay open till about 2, but he would say, no, we got inventory, babe. We doing this, we doing that. So of course, when you're in the restaurant business, I know, they have long hours. I do know that. So I ain't knock him. I ain't asked too many questions at the beginning because I was like, surely he working. He paying these bills. He working. I ain't worried about it. That's why I fucked up. I didn't ask shit. And I'm going to tell you now, when I get to part 3, you'll start to see the lies he told.